Short title Missouri, where freedom showed up to court and got jumped in the lobby. Missouri been shady since before shady was fashionable. See, they like to act like a middle child, too north to be south, too south to be north. But baby, Missouri was just as plantation as Mississippi, just dressed up in courthouse lace. Let's start with the Dred Scott mess. My man sued for his freedom after livin' in free territory. And what the Supreme Court say? You ain't even a person, bruh. You a property dispute with shoes on. That's not law. That's plantation logic dressed in legalese. They could have saved the ink and just called it what it was, an eviction notice from humanity. St. Louis? That wasn't no gateway to the West. That was the Costco of human trafficking. They had folks on display like Sunday pork chops, sellin' mamas separate from their babies on courthouse steps. And now tourists talkin' selfies there like it's cute. History books talk about the gateway arch like it's liberty. But baby, the real arch was the back of every black person bent over in them cotton fields they don't teach about. Let's go back to 1820. The Missouri Compromise. Congress basically said, we'll let y'all be a slave state if we balance it out with a free one. That's like sayin', we'll keep poison in half the cup to make it fair. America's idea of compromise been crooked since the ink dried on the Constitution. And don't get me started on the bloodshed. Bleeding Kansas didn't just bleed, it gushed. Confederate bushwhackers and Union traitors played tag with black bodies in between. Lynched, shot, disappeared. Whole towns emptied out before sunset. That's not civil war, baby. That's organized terrorism sponsored by the state. Fast forward to Ferguson. And don't act brand new. That wasn't a one-off. That was Missouri clockin' in for another shift. Same script. New uniform. Badge instead of rope. Dashboard cam instead of mob. Ain't a thing changed but the hashtags. Lashes for every courthouse still standin' without an apology. Hugs for Dred and Harriet Scott, who stood in front of that same courthouse with nothin' but a Bible, a backbone, and a lawsuit. Hope that one day Missouri puts up a statue of M, right next to a mirror, so the state can see who they really are.